general news. The first one is just to introduce here quickly, but we will have a deep focus on this in the adoption section, but also in the governance section of this meeting. So this news is about the funding creation. So transforming Sylva on a community project to a directed fund project. So we will have a clear view and we will exchange how to proceed. But on my level, just in the introduction, I want to hear which companies around the branch are evaluating this process. We've already have a feedback of the board of Sylva. So for us, it's very clear concerning the board. But for the other partners, if you can put in the chat if you are evaluating this option or not to become a general sponsor of the project. So it's just for us to have info from now. And if you have some questions, and later in this meeting, Théophile and André will detail the communication, but also the next step if you want to be involved. But from now, if your company is evaluating the fact they want to join this general sponsor, please tell us in the chat or by your role.
So actually, the opportunity for the first year of the project is to join as a sponsor for a very cheap price. It's only 6,000 euros to join the project as a sponsor, and the opportunity is to be in the picture of the public announcement that will be published before summer with all the sponsor list. And the use of this money will be to cover the first expenses around the marketing and communication. So in order to build a website for Sylva and to have a few services from the Linux Foundation. And the goal is really to have a board of sponsors that could evolve in time, covering the needs of the project.
So don't hesitate to react during this meeting on this information. For us, it's quite important. Thanks, Carlo, for your feedback. Okay, thanks, Tim. Okay, so I will continue to speak, but you can give your feedback, and it's just for us to evaluate. And I will not mention the list of the different companies in the minutes, maybe the numbers, but not the companies, because you have time to do and to finalize this process.
Okay. Sorry, Jouni here from Nokia. Did you receive Nokia response already earlier from Marco Kilam?
Yes. So yes, Marco told that you will be general sponsor of the project.
Right.
So
okay.
It was
you have
Nokia
received
from,
that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
But it's good to raise the question, and Jouni. Welcome. It makes it clear. So on the other general points, one is we had many exchange before between is there any overlaps between Nefayo and Sylva? And what is clear now is that there are many synergies and very few overlaps. And we had a call with some Nefayo representative from Orange and outside Orange. So we are targeting to explain to the Nefayo community during a TSC what we can do based on Cluster API within Sylva to facilitate the lifecycle management of the Kubernetes cluster, but also the bare metal through Sylva. So this point will be raised by our NFIO representative from Orange, but other partners also will join this effort. Another topic, so NGNM it's an operators alliance, and Sylva will be presented to a project which called Odin. Odin is a project to evaluate the automation and the evaluation of the automation of the operators, and we are going to present how Sylva is managing the automation and the automatic provisioning of the clusters, and how we want to optimize the day two also on the cloud stack. So we will present Sylva finally as a reference implementation to this operators alliance. So there's going to have some work group in the coming months, so we will participate to this work group to promote our initiative. Concerning the Linux Foundation development event, a proposal made by Cédric Olivier from Orange has been validated. So we will explain the link between Anuket community and Sylva, totally in line with validation center work group needed by Luis. So we will highlight how Sylva leverage func test and cross testing in its verification jobs, and also to discuss about Sylva plans to upstream some contribution. So it's important that we are going to use Anuket testing, but it's also important to enhance it and to give some feedback. Okay, I don't know if Luis, you want to add an additional point on this, but
no, nothing else.
Okay, thanks. Concerning the first work group, I will let the floor to Matthew.
Yes, thank you, Guillaume. Some concerning the development of the stack, we still target to have the V0.2 release end of June. We wanted to have the RFE process over for today, but it's still ongoing. I need to have a deeper look at it. Anyway, we know what are the important RFE for the V0.2 version. We still need to work on it to have something clean to be able to merge them. So this is really about being able to support full bare metal deployments for the management cluster, for the workload clusters, being able to support multiple workload clusters. And the development related to those RFE are still ongoing, and they have already started for sure. So everything is ongoing. Hopefully we will be able to release before end of June. This is still the target, but we still have a lot to do for being able to match this target.
Okay. Any question to Matthew? No. So it's very important to release mentioned by Matthew, because as he mentioned, we are going to bring bare metal to this Sylva stack, but also integrating acceleration. So very key elements to onboard some CNFs in the coming months.
We used to have some and to work on some element internally at Sylva for supporting bare metal deployment. And we are currently studying the proposal from Rancher to rely on their own packaging of Metal Cube and the component needed for deploying clusters on bare metal. So thank you, Suzy, for proposing this those elements, those artifacts.
Any comment, Tim?
Sorry, multitasking. What was the question?
Yeah, no, Matthew just presented what we are doing on bare metal, so I wanted to know if you had any additional comment on this, but maybe complicated.
Everybody's. I would be absolutely delighted to have more eyes on the RFE, right? I mean, we are trying to make sure we're doing the right thing here. So any additional pair of eyes is welcome. And yeah, otherwise we'll. I think I haven't spoken to Jay today, but I think last time we spoke, he was confident that we can kind of put a lid on like the initial scope as it has been discussed so far. If nobody else has comments, right, then we'll just get going and try and make it happen.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
I see that Richard Mabeles is on the call today. So we don't forget your proposal to use Equinix resources for, especially for the CI or any kind of news. But we are really focusing on this V0.2 for the moment and the development of it. And we will study how we can leverage Equinix resources after this release, I think.
And on Equinix side, you can start to think about what can be this request for evolution, this RFE for this next release, the V0.3. So we can fully integrate this point. Okay.
Yes, I was saying that unfortunately Richard has been disconnected while we were speaking about Equinix. So Richard, I was just saying that we keep having we keep thinking about using Equinix resources, but we are focusing on the V0.2 release of Sylva for the moment, and we will coming back to you afterward.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, apologies. My Teams decided to stop working, but I'm here again. We have been able to secure some resources, so whenever you're ready, we can allocate the credits for you to use our bare metal solution.
Great.
Okay, thank you. Additional questions to Matthew and the teams? Okay, so thanks. The team is very efficient, and I can see a high level of collaboration on this work group. So it's very good. So yeah, I'm quite happy about this. On the validation center, what is happening also here?
Hello, how are you? Okay, in the validation center, we have 3 streams or sub-streams we're working on. First one is validation of the CNS themselves. And for this, since we are still blocked in the one we were validating, we are now preparing a new one to be validated on Sylva version 01, because it does not require the features that Mathieu has commented that will be added. So we are preparing that just to be validated soon. The second sub-stream is about mechanism or identifying how to demonstrate that the network function is cloud native enough so as to be validated, because there's a minimum set of requirements that have to be met in order to be hosted by Sylva. So we have already defined a mechanism for that we presented lately in our internal meetings that will help on that. Still, we need to identify how many of the big amount of tests or requirements need to be actually mandatory to be compliant by CNF. And the third part is we are also working on, as part of the validation, to demonstrate that a given network function makes use of the capabilities that Sylva is making available. And we already did a script to demonstrate the use of SRIOV, and we are now working on demonstrating the use of the Multus CNI feature. So this is what we are done or we are working right now. And how are we going to progress in the next weeks? We will start the validation for this new CNF. This is something that we expect to do in the next 3 weeks. And we have to finally identify, once we have defined the mechanism to verify the cloud nativeness of a CNF, we need to identify which is the list or the subset of mandatory requirements that have to be actually confirmed by a network function. So we will gather this list in the next weeks. And that's all. There's nothing special to share, actually. There's no specific outputs and nothing to decide at this point in this forum.
Okay. Any question to Luis?
Joni here from Nokia. Hello, Luis.
Hello.
One question regarding this earlier Nokia UDM validation. I think there was some small configuration problem, but that the investigation was not progressing well on Nokia side. I tried to push that forward here. In meanwhile, I think instructed our team to share you some information what was the problem, but I don't know if you received some further information regarding that meanwhile.
Okay. Thank you. No, really, not so far.
Okay.
As you say, you are investigating, but we don't have any result of the investigation. We have provided additional information and additional feedback that we have identified that may help or not, but we still don't have any information on what the blocking is.
Okay. So I think yesterday was it. I tried to instruct what to communicate for you regarding this, because it might be some cooperation between the infrastructure and CNF. So if I remember, the memory limit reading was not successful for this CNF, but yeah, you should receive further information regarding this if that helps anything. But yeah, sorry, it was a bit stuck, this investigation on the side.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we received some comment about the memory, and we provided some feedback regarding this that may help resolve or identify additional issues. So yes, please share with us anything, and we can work together and do a joint action or whatever, a joint meeting to investigate together if you need it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, just an additional comment on my side, Luis, because I see that Oracle is joining the backlog. So we were months with only one CNF from Nokia. So now we have two CNF from Nokia, one from 6Win, one from Oracle. And we are discussing on our side with some vendors on 5G Core and ARAN, which are seriously evaluating the option to propose their CNF on the validation center. So yeah,
okay.
We definitely we have some important steps on your work group.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. No additional points to Luis before switching to the work group 3 on security. And also on this work group 2, so today we have nearby computing, which are totally new on this project. So for the moment, they are just watching what is passing here. And so we will see in the future if they want to onboard on that kind of work group to validate some edge federation, which was one of the key topics of the objectives initially of eGates. So yeah, we'll see in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So concerning the work group 3 on the security requirements, Théophile?
Yes. So hello everyone. So no major update this week because I had to cancel the weekly meeting, but some general news maybe. So I think I told you last time that there was a new draft for the UCS security scheme. So the last version we were working on was from November 2020. And there is a brand new release of those requirements. There was a new release in May 2023. The good news is that The technical requirements to be certified as a cloud provider are almost exactly the same. So our work is not lost. We can keep all what we have done so far. But we have to change a bit the formalism and the mapping between the requirements of the EUCS certification scheme and the features we provided for Sylva. So yes, that's the update. So what we discussed today within the team is that we would first finish our work on the operational security part inside the certification scheme, and then we will rework the formalism and the mapping between the requirements and the features that has changed slightly between the two versions. And yes, that's all for the security part.
Okay, thank you, Théophile. And as you were on the general news about EUCS, I see that the French regulation is evaluating how they will integrate within local law that kind of certification scheme. So it's not only a generic approach, a generic certification. Some countries, some states will make it mandatory for specifically for telco use cases. So something that can happen, but we are still watching what is coming on.
And it's very important for Sylva to be through this certification compliant natively within all the national laws of the European member state.
It will facilitate the mandatory steps to become to have the certification. Yeah. Thanks, Théophile. On the energy efficiency, so maybe on the participants, because Sundara is not here. So I think Carlo or Tim, you are part of this. This work group.
Yes, but unfortunately, I didn't follow the last meeting there.
Tim, on your side.
Trying to remember, we didn't meet in a little while. I need to check my notes. Sorry.
Okay. On my side, I see a mail from Sundara asking how he can install Kepler on the validation center, but it was the last action.
Yeah, I didn't receive any additional information. We can install it, but we need to know how to do it and what can we do once it is being installed.
Okay. So Carlo and the team, if you can make the link between the work group at this point. Okay, I will mention this in the minutes. Okay. Additional questions on the energy efficiency? No? Okay. So switching to the communication and adoption work group, André.
Hello. So first of all, I'm sorry because I was updating this before the meeting and I must have clicked the button to save it.
No, it's me. I have to refresh.
No. It's no. It was
okay.
Me. That is a bad. But I'll do it here and then I will update it after this meeting. But in a nutshell, so we prepared the cover email for the direct fund launch. What we are now planning is the presentation to the Linux Foundation TAC meeting. Also, we are going to be interviewed by the GitLab channel. It's already scheduled for the 29th of June at 18 UTC time. Also, We are preparing the urbanization that is there written. The next one will be held on the 21st of June, the next onboarding. We are also doing a short video explaining Sylva, so also to be in our materials. We are beginning to have the part of adoptions to see some POCs that we can do with Sylva. Also important news, and that's it. The other part is the NGM Odin that Guillermo already talked about, that we are also involved. That's all. Any doubts?
Yeah, thanks. Can we have more information on the POC, or for the moment it's still?
No, it's a POC
investigation?
that we are doing, self-focus, and we are going to use Sylva to do the implementation of the 5G core, and it's going to be a POC. We are still aligning getting the requirements.
Okay, so coming back to the aims of Sylva, it's to onboard some integrators, also to help the operators to integrate the stack. So I think that kind of POC is very valuable and totally in line with the business driver of the project. So thanks to communicate on this.
Welcome.
Okay, and just an additional comment on my side on this new onboarding session, the 21st of June. We have some new integrators, some edge federation solutions on nearby computing, but also some RAN solution that for the moment are interested, and one additional IT editor. For the moment, we have
I
some.
think China Mobile also is interested to join.
Yeah, maybe China Mobile also. Yeah, a small operator. Yeah, we're in touch with them.
One question about that. Sorry, the link was it shared? Because I locked my calendar, but I didn't get an invite or anything like that. So this is shared somewhere besides this page? Or?
Yeah, David, I will transfer to you.
Okay, thank you.
To make it sure.
Guillaume, maybe I have an additional participant. Can I send you the email?
No, you can transfer the invite directly, Carlo.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure you've got the invite, so no. I'm just adding you, so to be very sure.
Yes,
David.
I have the invite for the 21st. So
okay, so you'll have twice. Okay. Good question of Carlo. So don't hesitate to transfer to any potential partners. And even if Théophile wants to share it to China Mobile, don't hesitate.
Okay, will do.
Okay. Any additional question to André? Where we plan? Was it planned to share the draft of the letters of the press release, or no? Nothing to share yet.
So I think a kind of email template was drafted in order to communicate on to potential sponsors of Sylva, in order to encourage them to join the fund as a sponsor. So it will be sent. I think I don't know, André. Maybe you will send it to the people around the bridge after the meeting.
Yes, I can send. Yes. And of course, this email you can feel free to forward to anyone you think also is interested, and we can send. This is really fresh because yesterday we were doing the last fine tuning on the on the template, but it's now closed. We can, after the meeting, we can send it to everyone here, and of course, feel free to forward it to anyone that might be interested. In doubt, you can send. So if you don't know if the people is interested, you send, and then they can reply.
Okay, Andre, many thanks. Any question to this adoption work group? No? Okay. So last but not least, governance and evolution, Théophile. We spoke a little bit about this directed fund.
Yeah, so we already talked a bit about the fund before. So again, there is the opportunity to join Sylva, to join the directed fund of Sylva as a sponsor. The cost is only 6,000 euros for 2023. So what are the benefits for the companies to join this fund is to be part of the committees, what we call the committees. So there will be one committee per main area of spendings for the project. So one will be on marketing and communication, one will be on the technical part for the development of the stack, and one last one will be for the validation center needs. And so each committee will decide the priorities around the spendings of each work group, and then the governing board, composed of all sponsors, will decide the priorities and decide the budget. And this is also the opportunity to participate to discussions around the strategy of the project, and to be closer to the technical steering committee, which keep the authority over the technical roadmap and all the Sylva project. So if you want to join, you're welcome. And please also, if you want to join the fund as a sponsor, don't hesitate to send us an email or to contact me directly to provide a name for the communication in order to participate to the drafting of the press release that will be sent somewhere before summer.
Okay. Many thanks, Théophile. Any question to Théophile? No. So I've copy-pasted the link of the enrollment and on the link, on this unique link, as I remember, but what Luis told us, you've got also the fact that you can also become LF Europe participants. So it's an all-in-one link normally.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. It was the last question for this evolution and governance work group. I can open the mic if you are any other topics you want to share or questions. Don't hesitate, it's the opportunity. After you'll have to wait for 2 weeks. It's okay. Okay. So thanks all. Thanks for the different work group leaders that have prepared this meeting. And see you soon. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Ren.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right.